let's see. Okay, it's this one. All right. Now, that's what the paper that I just handed out. All righty. All right. Okay, I want to go is the asset, okay? But you're still going to have, and you're going to put it where I wrote out the outline, just right based on the on my outline. Well, with this one, you're going to write the outline. You're not going to write the actual paragraphs. You're just going to write the outline. You're still going to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And you're going to cite, you're going to define, you're going to put definitions in there and any concepts, and then you're going to cite it using APA format. Okay? Now, in quiz 1, let's look at that one real quick. I gave you references. Okay? Okay, and I would actually recommend that you do that. Here's quiz 1, right? And you can go to Blackboard and go where quiz 1 is. And notice here, like definition of negation. I cited the author, Miller, and the year, right? So you need to make sure that you put that in your introduction part of the outline, okay? And and you can use other references too. You can go online and you can look at, there's online dictionaries and you can reference that. You just have to use and then here's references. You need to list the references at the end. Because this is our textbook here, right? You can just use the same reference, just, you know what I mean? Now, up here in references, in Word, you can go to references up here, and where it says insert citation, click that, add new source. Here's Miller. Okay, this is mine, so I don't have to redo it. Miller, Hareen, Hornsby, and Hareen, 14th edition, 2020. Okay, but you can add a new source in there in your computer, and here you have a book, right? And drop-down menu, you can use book or journal article, or if you usually, right now, we're just either using the textbook or website. So you need to click one of these depending on what your source is, because the format is different for each type of source. And then you put the authors, I'll put them all in there, Hareen, Miller, Hareen, and so on. And then the title, year, city, and the publisher. And since I have that already on the reference, just copy what's on there. Okay. Here's a publisher and the city, Hoboken. I believe that's Iowa. 14th edition, and so on. Okay. Questions with the reference.
How do you get to this part with the creases?
What?
What time do you create the source part?
Okay, references. Go to references, right? Insert citation, add new source, and then here in the drop-down menu, that's where you select the type of reference that you're going to use, either book. Now, let's say you go to an online dictionary, right, to get definitions of mathematical terms from an online dictionary. Then you would select website, okay? And then notice the format's different. and then you can copy and paste the URL, the web address right on there, and so on. Okay? You're welcome. Okay, sometimes the author is not listed on the website, so then you would just put author unknown on there and so on. Okay? All right, now the thing that, now in the rubric, it asks for two different ways to explain it. So and the best way for a math paper is to write it out, and you've got to write it out in words, and then state it algebraically. So you're going to write it in words, state it algebraically. Write it in words, state it algebraically. And some of the things, one of the things that common errors that students have with an essay is they don't go into enough detail. So since you're doing an outline, okay, with this, then you want to, it's easy to just list, in this case, we're solving two angles. Solve the two angles and check to verify the angles are correct. Find the measure of supplementary angles. So these two angles are going to add up to what? 180, right? So you would start off with defining what supplementary angles is. And you could use the textbook, or you could go to an online dictionary, and then you're going to state, other postulates, such as, solving algebraic equation. What is that? You may not find that in the textbook, so you may have to go to online to find that. Okay, and you can use math website, math dictionary, whatever. Okay, so and then you're going to, in the body, okay, you're going to write down set up algebraic equation, and then each line will be a step for how you're going to solve that problem. And then you have to substitute whatever x is, you got to substitute that back in to the equations, right? So that would be a new paragraph, right? So in one of these, you would put new paragraph and then continue on with more lines. So I just put A, B, and C, but that's just an example. You'll have, more or less depending on what your outline is. And then the conclusion is a summary, just a basic summary of everything, and then what you learned, okay? And then, of course, you want to list the references. And so for references, whatever you come up with here, right, then you would put in bibliography. You would just select bibliography, and bam, it puts all the references on there. And then so you would list whatever, so like, because we're looking for references, I want references, not bibliography, you would select, whichever ones you have, and then just select it, and boom, it puts all your references in there, okay? You can type it in too, but it's a lot more work, it's a lot harder, but, you could do that. Okay, any questions with the second QEP Outline Quiz? Okay. All right, so we're good there. All right, and you can always go back. Like I said, here's the first QEP essay quiz to kind of get it there, and take a look at my comments on what I put when I graded the first quiz. And if you haven't done the first QEP quiz, you need to do it, because that's a grade. Otherwise, without it, it's a 0. But it'll be a makeup. It'll be graded as makeup. But it's better than nothing. All right. And so that's for the second QEP essay quiz outline.